News. We got two releases in Chicago. The Chicago Bears have released Eddie Jackson, our safety, as well as our former center and left guard, and Cody right here. We're gonna get straight into it. It's a little bit happy over here. We're gonna get straight into it after this. Let's go.
Now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
Yo, thank y'all for tuning in for another breaking news episode, emergency episode on Chicago Bears Central. It's one of your hosts, Steve-O, over here. And like I said, y'all see the title, y'all seen the breaking news. We released Eddie Jackson. He's the last standing member of that 2018 potential going to the Super Bowl team, that old regime that we were so enamored with that defense. So there's no more of those type of Bears no more. It's no more. But I don't know if I was a little bit shocked, but I was a little bit shocked that we was gonna release him. But then I think about it with the contract that he did have, along with the injuries he did, because I just did it. Like, let's go straight into it, y'all. The man is a big injury risk at this point. He's just a huge injury risk at this point. He's been dealing with a very bad foot injury as well as the last, I would say, year and a half. Having a fracture in his foot to end his season, I believe last year, as well as dealing with another foot sprain before that. And playing safety at that position, you do need your feet. You need to have healthy feet, and that's just something the man wasn't getting. We all know what his deficiencies was. He was listed as a ball hawker per se, but I ain't never really agreed with people like that. To me, he was only a ball hawk when it came to the point of if the defensive line was elite and they was creating pressure, and that was the only time I've noticed him to be plucking balls out the sky, balls. But that's the only time I really seen him be a real ball hawk for real. And when it comes to if he's not picking the ball off, he's really a liability because you got to realize when you play the safety position, you're the last line of defense. And for him to not be a sure tackler at that position, which not every safety is, but you got to be a good enough tackle where, as if it's time for to make a stand, and we every form of direction of protection on the defensive side has let you down. A running back is going up the field, and you got to stop it. You got to be the one to stop it, and he never does. He always try to hit stick somebody when he's 190 pounds himself, and everybody's breaking that damn tackle. It's just a multitude of reasons why Eddie has been released today. It is what it is. Um, I don't really feel no type of way really for real, but it is what it is. Like, I think we all seen the writing on the wall with Eddie. We all seen a couple weeks ago, if it was a week ago, about his little thank you to Chicago. And usually when players say that on social media, it's really curtains at that point. But yeah, it's just he making a lot of money for his position, and the results hasn't been there, even though he had that nice little surge in last season, the year before last season. And it just hasn't been the same. And we're probably not going to ever get the same Eddie again. So I can understand why they decided to go the route of releasing them. Now, the next person that we seen on this list that we released shouldn't be it shouldn't be no type of I didn't see that coming. You saw it coming. He was probably one of the worst players or starting players, I would say, probably the worst started players on this team on either side of the ball. Mr. Cody Whitehair, bro. Like you good riddance. Like good riddance. Like bye. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm sorry. Like usually, like I'm never to want to poke fun at somebody losing their job. I'm really not. But at the end of the day, when you suck at your fucking job, you suck at your job, and I could be a better center than that motherfucker. I'm just being straight up real with you. There is no you've gotten my quarterbacks killed, whether it's backup or starter. You've got my quarterbacks killed. You lose every fucking rep you possibly can. And don't get me wrong, this man is in his 30s. I get it, even though that's not really an excuse. But it was time for him to pack his shit up out of here anyway. Like, I've been tired of this motherfucker. Like, if y'all know anything, y'all done seen all the live streams I've been a part of. I've been asking for his head to roll more than the Kings did in the goddamn Game of Thrones. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm so tired. I was so tired of this dude. There was nothing I felt like he can improve on with him. Like there's just nothing. His anchor sucks. His hand placement is not good as it used to be. The strength is not the same. And then he kept getting hurt as well, alongside with Lucas Patrick. I'm waiting for their news too. But it's just tough. It's tough for as the person side of it, but the player side, get the fuck on. I'm sorry. Like you put my quarterback through way too much damn turmoil for me to really care about you losing your job today. But it is what it is. He'll end up probably if he don't retire, I can see him find a job somewhere else. That's just the way that the league works. I don't know what it is, but I wouldn't sign the motherfucker. Hell, we saw Sam Mustafa go to almost a Super Bowl bound team after being trash here, and maybe he actually improved, which is the crazy part. But those are the two big releases of the day. I'm gonna look at some of the chat to see what y'all talking about because hey, I did not see this coming. Some of y'all saying sports from the trenches said cut Bayless. I mean, you also got to think about why they're cutting these two. Eddie had a nice, pretty penny still love on his contract, even though the contract was ending. It was just something to get off their books when it was time to. And at the end of the day, like I just don't see they got a strange love to Valus when it comes to it. I don't know why. They just got a strange love when it comes to him because it's one of their guys. It's one of Ryan Pohl's guys. So I could understand it to some degree, but yeah, at the end of the day, I don't know how much time we got with Valus either. But it is what it is. But I'm gonna look what else y'all got. He said Eddie Jackson said y'all cut through. Hey, it is what it is. I'm sorry, brother. But what do you expect on when do you expect an extension from Jalen Johnson? Hmm. Um. I, if I know polls, I believe Poe start divvying out money once I feel like he start making moves once the draft is over. Because we all know that's what his plan is. He want to build through the draft. And once he realizes what he's done after the draft, that's where he can assess where the money is at and who he could go out here to be the final finishing touches for the team to go into the next city. So if I had to guess, I would say we probably as soon as the draft is over, probably the next weeks after the draft, we're probably gonna extend Jalen Johnson. But yeah, I feel that for sure. Bear down. He said we need the franchise. I don't think we're going to franchise tag Jalen Johnson. I think he did enough. If not, to me, in my humble opinion, and I don't usually say something like this, but to me, I feel like he did above and beyond of what we asked him. Like for the most part, we asked him to play, stay as healthy as possible, and get turnovers. And he almost doubled his turnovers. So like I could see us really, I could really see us, yeah, I could really see us extending it. Somebody Isaiah just mentioned I do that's Isaiah. Yeah, Isaiah just mentioned Antonio Whitfield. I am a fan of Antonio Whitfield. I just don't know like if Ryan Poles is a big fan because Antonio Whitfield probably gonna end up possibly being one of the most paid safeties in the league. So I don't know if Poles will be willing enough to throw a nice sum of money towards that position where he's shown in the last few drafts that not only can he build up a secondary, but he can build up depth in the secondary. We saw Kyler Gordon, we saw him get Stevenson, we also saw him get Terrell out of Minnesota. We also got a backup safety that he found that had pretty solid games while Eddie was out as well. That he wasn't a safety at first. We switched him to safety, but it just depends on how Pose want to spend money, and we all know he's not the one that just gonna spend money just because he got it. And he's going if it makes sense, that's what he's gonna do. But if he don't make sense, he's not gonna do it. He said, yeah, everybody saying pay the man. He said, yeah, I'm glad we got rid of Eddie and Cody. Steve, bro, I think like I said when I first started the live, I think it was all on the writing on the wall, bro. Like Eddie just hasn't been the same the last few years. Like I said, even despite that little nice little jump he got, but at the end of the day, like his time has passed. He's getting up in age, and everybody from that team he got drafted apart is gone. So like at this point, you're at an age where you should be wanting to win a championship. It's still up in the air of what we're doing right now. So go somewhere else and try to get a ring at this age because you don't have long left. And based off your injuries, you really don't have long left. So go do what you got to do. Big Red said Eddie stole some money from us. I mean, you could look at it that way. I would say giving him that money, you should have known. Like, I have to have an elite D line at all times if I'm gonna have Eddie. If I want the best production to get out of Eddie, even though he was getting hurt, we did not surround him with the best D line this whole time. So he was not able to get those turnovers that he generated. Because I told y'all didn't want to believe me. I told he's not that good of a safety where he's a legit, oh, I'm scanning the field. I'm gonna go pluck this ball out the sky. He's not that type of safety. Like he a lot of his picks come towards bad passing, and he's seeing, oh, they're getting pressure. This mud might throw a bullshit pass, and there it go. That's my pick. It's never really just, oh, I see that, go get it. He's never really been that. So in my opinion, you should have known what you was dealing with Eddie, and you should have surrounded him with that talent the whole time to get the best production out of him. But he also, I can see what you said, because he also was just hurt. But you can't help it. He get hurt. He get hurt. What's good, Jose? He says, Steve, what's the first position you would like posed to address immediately as free agency opens? Honestly, the center position is probably the first thing because one thing about centers, they're not on the, they're 9 times out of 10, they're not really on the free agency market. Um, if you got a good center, you're going to keep your good center. So if there's any centers that we could possibly get in the free agency, you need to get day one because it's very hard to get them, and they don't really be out there like that. So I don't even know if there is one out. As far as I'm concerned, a lot of the centers we've been talking about and other people around Bulls Bears media has really been talking about drafting one. And like I've said, it's a little worrisome with all the talk about us possibly getting drafting a quarterback, which I just think is a bad idea to mix a rookie quarterback and a rookie center. So, but hey, I'm putting my on my trust into pose, and I'm gonna see what he gonna do. He said, "Guess he calling Eddie now to join the Raiders." Um, him going to the Raiders might not be such of a bad idea. One, I feel like their D line is almost I don't know. Yeah, that D line still could use some work. They really just got Max and some other dudes. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, like I said, the Jackson Powers is the center out of Oregon, who's everybody been looking at. So yeah, there's a lot of those centers that we're looking at in the draft for per se. So I think that's majority of what we're gonna hit. But next, if it's not center, O-line. Online period, anything online period. I mean, I was go if the wide receiver route that we desire to go for in the draft don't work out, go see what T. Higgins talking about, as well as other wide receivers that's gonna be a free agent. And if you could possibly find some edges that can fit the system, if you can find another edge to put over the on the other direction of Sweat, do that as well. I'm not gonna be here too much longer, so I'm just a few more questions, then I'm gonna dip up out of here. You said injuries messed up Bojack time here. It is time though. Yeah, I think that's a big thing as well. Like it's not only just his play. I think a lot of his play suffered due to the injuries. Like I said, he has a lot of foot and hamstring issues. And if you know anything about sports and hamstring issues, once you tweak your hamstring, it's almost like the only thing that can help it is rest. And even if you do rest, you can it's so easy to tweak again because you tweaked it. So once you like start having hamstring problems, you pretty much have hamstring problems throughout the duration of your career. So that's how it is when it comes to that. But I would definitely agree that injuries definitely derailed a lot of the time we had with Eddie. But hey, it's football. Injuries gonna come with it. He said, "Did you like Davis this year at guard?" No, no. I felt like he did underperform the times he did play because he did miss a nice, I would say, what 4 to 5 games when he lost his mother, which is understandable. But what is not acceptable is the play that you gave us those rest of those seasons, as well as being hurt as well. So no, I was not happy with the production I got out of Nate Davis at all. And that's what I said. O lineman, period. You can never go wrong with depth at the O line. You can never go wrong with depth at the O line. So if he can find depth at the O line, I'm cool with it. That's all it is. But yeah, y'all, like I said, just the breaking news. As y'all see one more time, Chicago Bears have released our safety, Eddie Jackson, and center slash left guard, or whatever the hell we decided to put in him. Cody Whitehair has been released. And yeah, I didn't think that was gonna be some news that we was gonna get straight out of the Super Bowl, but that's the news. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe this channel on and the rest of the Central Gang, as well as Shy Bull Podcast with C Dub and Bobby. And yeah, we'll be back when some more news drop. It's your boy Steve O Speech checking with y'all later. Peace.